Hey y'all, Paula, Deen here. I want to welcome you to my kitchen today. Now, I know all of y'all know how much I love cheese. So today it's chicken Georgia with mozzarella, y'all. And I've got the perfect combo to go with my cheese straws. A 3-cheese hot artichoke dip. And to satisfy your sweet tooth, it's a sweet cherry cream cheese pie. And you won't believe what I'm gonna do to one of my all-time favorites, the ladies' mac and cheese, fried. So y'all get out your grater and say cheese. Now the first dish that I wanna make for you is cheese straws. You know, down here in the South, we absolutely cannot have a party without cheese straws. So we're gonna start by sifting 2 cups of self-rising flour into our bowl. I'm just gonna kind of stir through our strainer, sifting those good. And to our flour, we're gonna add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and a 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, because we like our cheese straws to have just a wee little bit of heat to them. So using my teaspoon, I'm just gonna kind of stir those last few ingredients. And on my cutting board, I have 2 sticks of butter. And real butter, you don't wanna make cheese straws ever using margarine. You wanna make sure it's real butter. So 2 sticks of real butter is gonna go in our bowl, and we're gonna mix our butter along with 2 cups of sharp shredded cheddar cheese. And I'm gonna take my little portable mixer and I'm gonna just beat together our butter and our cheese. And I'm just gonna beat this until it's nice and creamy. All right, so now I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna slowly beat in our flour. So we're gonna add a scoop at the time, and that way it'll just be a little easier to blend our ingredients together. So there we go. And we're gonna put our cheese straw batter into our oven at 350 degrees, and we're gonna bake our cheese straws for about 12 minutes. So there we go. Just that easy. We've got our cheese straw batter. Okay, now I've got me a baking sheet up here, and you'll notice I have not greased it because our cheese straw batter has so much butter in it, they're just gonna come right off of our cookie sheet. I'm just gonna take my batter, put it into my bag. Now we're just gonna scoop that in there, just like that. And I cut the corner out of our bag. So we're just gonna come in here and squeeze out onto our sheet. Now you can make these as long or as fat as you want them. If you want them wider, you can just come back and put another layer in. So there we go. Us Southern girls would never dream of having the girls over for a card game or have an afternoon tea or have a baby shower without serving cheese straws. It's just, we wouldn't even think about that. So we're gonna bake them for 12 minutes. So in the oven they go. And while those are baking, let's come on down and make an artichoke dip. Now, I know that y'all have had so many artichoke dips. Well, we're gonna give a little twist to this. We're gonna use 1 can of artichoke hearts that have been chopped. Now in my bowl, I have beaten 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese with 2 cups of mayonnaise. Now over here, I have 1 cup of fresh grated mozzarella cheese and half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Now our artichokes go into our mayonnaise and cream cheese. I've got 2 green onions that I'm just gonna dice up real quickly right here. Throw those in. Throw in my mozzarella cheese. Toss in my Parmesan cheese. And I've just got 2 more little ingredients that I want to add to this. I'm going to use just a dash or so of hot sauce. And then a dash of Worcestershire sauce. There we go. All right, I'm just going to incorporate that into our dip. And I've got a casserole dish right here, and I'm going to transfer our dip into that casserole dish. So let's put this in the oven. Now that's 350, just like our cheese straws, for about 30 minutes. When we come back now, we're going to pull those out of the oven. That artichoke dip is going to be delicious. Just kind of spread all over our cheese straws. Coming up next, it's Chicken Georgia, y'all. And later, cherry cream cheese pie and fried macaroni and cheese. So come on back, y'all.
I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break.
Hey y'all, in case you've just tuned in, today's show has been all about cheese. If you're like me, you just love it any way you can get it. While we were on break, I took the cheese straws out of the oven and I transferred them to a wire rack so that they could cool. So why don't we go to the oven and check on our artichoke dip. Smelling mighty fine in here, y'all. And it looks mighty fine. Doesn't it look good? Now I'm gonna just transfer my cheese straws. And y'all, these cheese straws, they feel like air. They're so delicate. So, I think I'm gonna transfer a little bit of our artichoke dip into this pretty little bowl. Because sometimes, you know, these larger bowls don't look so pretty. Look at that. Our cheese straws are so delicate and real big on flavor along with our cheese straws. Oops. See, I told you they were very, very delicate. I absolutely adore that artichoke dip. Let's move on down here because I've got a wonderful chicken dish. I want to share the recipe with you. It's called Chicken Georgia. Now I'm using 2 cups of sliced mushrooms, and these are just button mushrooms, and I love them so much with chicken. I've got a shallot that I'm just gonna mince up real quickly. Now I'm gonna start by adding 4 tablespoons of butter to my skillet. And in goes our shallots. And in goes our mushrooms. Now we're just gonna let this cook, y'all, for about 10 minutes. Now let's move on over here to our chicken breast. I've washed them and I've made sure that they were very, very clean. Now I'm gonna take my chicken breast and I'm just gonna salt and pepper them. I've seasoned our chicken breast, so let's just come in here, tuck our chicken breast around there. Now it's gonna take about 10 minutes probably for our chicken breast to cook completely through. Now I'm using 2 cups of mozzarella cheese. So while that's cooking, I'll grate our mozzarella cheese. Let's go over here and check our chicken. Oh, it's ready to be turned. You just want to make sure your chicken is done, but you want to be careful not to overcook it, because if we do, it's going to turn out real dry on us. Now I'm going to take that beautiful mozzarella cheese, and instead of transferring this to a serving platter, I think I'm going to take this to the table just like it is, because I don't want to lose any of those wonderful juices that have come out of that chicken and those mushrooms and the butter and the shallots. I want it to all stay right there. Now I'm going to let this just sit for just a minute, long enough for the mozzarella to melt. And if you got your oven on, you could actually throw this in the oven and let the mozzarella melt in the oven. While I'm waiting for our mozzarella to melt, all that rich juice down in there, I think deserves some bread for sopping. So, come on back down here. This dish just looks fabulous. And look at this good crusty bread with it, y'all. And I see which spot I'm going for. Oh, that bread and all that stuff. I just almost don't care if the chicken's any good or not. Because that bread by itself alone is out of this world. I think y'all are gonna love this recipe. Smells so good, so fresh. Love a mushroom. After all this wonderful savory food, I think it's time to bust out something sweet. Up next, a delicious cherry cream cheese pie. And later, macaroni and cheese with a twist.
I hope y'all are enjoying the show, and I want to hear from you. Tell me what recipes or videos you'd like to see me make by just leaving a short comment below. Now, let's get back to the show, y'all.
That chicken Georgia was so out of this world, y'all. But it's time to move on to something sweet. Now, this dish that I'm gonna make for y'all is a cherry cream cheese pie, and it's gonna be so easy to put together, you're not gonna believe it. Now, I've got 1 8-ounce package of softened cream cheese, because remember, all of our dishes today have some sort of cheese in them. So, I'm gonna beat up our cream cheese. See how nice and creamy that immediately got with no lumps in it. It's perfect. All right, now we're gonna take 1 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. And this stuff is so good, it's just perfect. All right, now I'm gonna add to this a 1/2 cup of fresh lemon juice. Now, it's important that you use fresh. Don't use that bottled, because really it just takes away from it so much. Now, I'm only gonna work in about 1/2 of my juice until I get everything creamed together real nice. This is smooth as a baby's honey, y'all. Because, you know, I got that new little grandson. And I know how soft that little booty can be. All right, so just that quickly, we've got our pie put together. Now, there's only one other thing that I need to add to it, and that's a teaspoon of vanilla flavoring. And that looks like about a teaspoon. Now, I'm really gonna cheat today, y'all, with our crust. I'm gonna use a store-bought graham cracker crust. Now we're just gonna take our filling, pour it over into our crust, and then we're gonna stick this in the refrigerator for just a couple of hours to let it set up nicely, because we want this to come out firm and whole when we cut it into slices. So there we go. Now I'm gonna pop this in the fridge, and I've got one that's been in there for about 2.5 hours. It's already set up nicely. So let's pull it out and see what we've got. Smells so good. So let's do the old switcheroo. You can see how that's set up nicely. And we'll just stop right here with it. And I'm gonna bring over just a cherry pie filling that you find in the bacon section at your grocery store. If you have one that you prefer over the cherry, use it. Now I'm just gonna pile this on top of our pie. You know, it's just amazing that a dessert can be this simple and this tasty. Now, it's very, very hard to get that first piece out, isn't it, without tearing it up. So I'm gonna use my scissors, and I'm just gonna snip that pie crust. And then I'm gonna come over here, and this is the size I'm gonna make for my first piece of pie. I'm just gonna come in there, give it a nice deep cut. And then I'm gonna come over here. All right, here we go. Perfect. You know, I just can't ask for anything to be any simpler than that. Just that easy. We have a cherry cream cheese pie. So let's dig into this. This is so good. If I can pull myself away from this cherry cream cheese pie, I'm gonna come down here when we come back, y'all, and I'm gonna do something that I've never done before. How about fried macaroni and cheese?
I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break.
Okay, y'all, I promised to share with y'all something that I had never done. What I'm fixing to do is fry up the Lady and Sons macaroni and cheese. I'm gonna wrap it in bacon, and we're gonna deep fry it. So here goes, y'all. This one's ice cold. It's been in the refrigerator because it has to get hard and set. All right. I'm gonna cut this into squares. Just like that. Come on out. There it is. It popped out great. Now I'm gonna take these 4 squares, and before I dip and dredge, I'm gonna take my bacon and I'm gonna wrap my bacon around this macaroni and cheese, and I'm gonna secure it using a toothpick. Y'all, it's funny, a lot of recipes, you know, kind of come to you by accident, because when you're in the kitchen cooking, you get to thinking, and before you know it, you've created a whole different recipe from the one that you started with. So a lot of times, good recipes happen this identical way. I've got my macaroni over here with my bacon. Now I'm just gonna scramble those eggs up. Okay. So in the flour, our macaroni goes. All right, now so into our egg this goes. We're gonna make sure we get it coated all over. All right, into our cracker crumbs. We wanted our temperature at 350, so it'll cool down as soon as I add our mac and cheese and bacon to it. All right, so let's go ahead and roll these in the breadcrumb. I'm cooking this in peanut oil today because you know I do a lot of my frying in peanut oil. I happen to think it has a lot of flavor. Okay, so the last one, in the pot it goes. All right, I'm gonna give my hands a quick wash because they're really, really goopy. Okay, so I'm gonna come over here and let's see, this is not gonna take long to fry up. Just a few minutes. And it's ready that quickly, y'all. Look at this. Take a look and we'll see what we've got. They sound beautiful. This is really, really good.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if y'all enjoyed this week's full episode Friday, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, friends.